Howdy! Time once again to do a retro CSS battle. These are daily targets from CSSBattle.dev from the past. These are from May 26th, 27th, and 28th of 2024. Let's get right to it. What do I think this is? Today, I feel like this is, we're going to use the nested template, and we're going to undo the margins with a -8. And then, what is it, 50 or something on the sides? Something like that. So the background on the HTML element is that, and then the background on this is the orange. All right, so 51, 52, there we go. So how do we make that shape? I feel like today it's two conic gradients. So I'm going to put conic gradient on there. It's in the upper corner. I'm going to give it a height and a width. And I'm going to have it not repeat. And what I would like to do is do false colors. So I'll do red, yellow. Okay. So what I want to do is just do this square and when it repeats. So I need it to be taller to down to here and over to just the middle there, I think. Okay, so wider. 1, 2. And then taller. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need an at value at 40 pixels or something. 70. No, 40 is correct. How about 80 here? And then we need 25%, and then a color stop. Okay, what do we got? We need to be tall. No, is that right? I think that might be right. Okay, so let's start repeat. Do we have... Okay, so no, that's not quite what we want. We need it to be taller. So that's this. 200. No, 220. Okay, so let's do the real thing here. So the red needs to be the covering lighter color, and then the rest we see through. Like that. So that's how we get the first part of that pattern. And then other than that, okay, so I think it's not another conic gradient. I think we'll just do a linear gradient. That's down. It's got to be down. What? It starts at 0. It's got a height, or it's got a width of 60 pixels, height of 40 pixels, and then no repeat. And we'll do the false colors again. Red, green this time. And we need a comma. Okay. So that's my eyeballing it, and that's way wrong. Okay, so it needs to be lower. 120. Great. Needs to be taller. 50, 60. And it needs to be wider. 100, 130, 40, 50, 60. Okay. And it needs to be coming in from the side, 90 degrees. Plop. Okay, so the one that matters is that color. And then transparent. So was that 60%? If we're lucky, we can use a percentage here, but probably not. How about 80? 75. 75. We'll take that. All right. And right now we've got a no repeat. We want it to repeat. We want it to repeat, not a repeat X. Yeah, there we go. Repeat X. That's fair. And then we can now not have transparent here, but have that there. And then, so that's two conic gradients on the body tag. Let's make sure that that's 100% match before we congratulate ourselves too hard. That's 100% match. Okay. Minify, unit replace. We got a problem. One of these colors is wonky. Not sure what. One of these values. What is wrong there? Oh, we have a semicolon that we need back because we're doing a nested type affair. And the minifier is not smart enough to understand nested. But that's done. And that's a nice score. All right, next. Shall we do the same thing with this guy, more or less? Let's try it. We'll do nested template, and we're gonna set the bright color, and I guess it's -8, and then we need to be more here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 92. And then let's default it to that color again, and then we'll use this again, the same technique. Conic gradient that's at 0, 0. It's got a narrow width, 40 pixels. It's probably wider than that. 100 pixels tall, and we'll do a no repeat. And again, we'll do pink 75%, and then transparent. Okay, so we need to be. What are we trying to do? We're trying to do this. Oh, and strictly speaking, we can just let this one repeat. Okay, so let's get to it. So wider first. 100. Too wide. How about 80? And then taller. 200 tall, 220 tall. And we need at 50%, 40 pixels or something. 80. And if I let it repeat, we get that. Is there any benefit for doing that? Yeah, I think that's fine. Actually, I think that's fine. So that color, so actually we want transparent, no, we want the pink. Okay, that's actually what we've got. So the pink is covering, and no, that's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. I've got that backwards, I think. No, so my idea was to repeat Y initially. Yeah, that's actually what we want. So once we do that, we can do another one. And this one starts over at 80 pixels. And this one is less tall. And the at value is a little lower. 100, 120, and that's it. That I think that what that means is that I can do this and just let it repeat. Is that true? No, that is not true. I still need that. And I still need the background color. Okay, fine. Let's submit and make sure it's right. Yeah, so yes, I am an expert in CSS gradients, but visualizing the repeats is not easy. It is. I'm not a computer. As much as I think sometimes like a computer, I'm not a computer. So let's. So that is 100-bit match, and let's resubmit. And then we're done with this guy. And yeah, he's cool. Oh, and now we got circles. We got circles. All right. This is going to be enjoyable. I'm not precisely sure what we need to do here. We'll go nested again. I'm not sure there's any benefit to the nested template at this point, so we're not going to do that. But I do think this is a 2 radial gradients. Okay, first radial gradient is underneath. Circle, and it's orange, and then it's yellow, and then it's orange again. Yeah, okay, so what are the extents on this guy? We need to get it right. 20 pixels, 0, 30 pixels, 0. So wider, huh? 30, 40, 50. Okay. I say you get 1. All right. 50% and then 100 pixels wide. That's how you get that. 2, 3, 4, 5. How about 160? All right, that's not bad. Okay, so I think this is a variable. The gradient. So this is like that. Great. Var dash dash G. Okay, so what's on top of that? On top of that is a var G that is at 0, 0, and that is also 160 pixels wide, but it's only 50% tall, and it repeat Y. No, repeat X. Okay. 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 All right, so maybe not. So here's what we can actually P for partial. Okay, so we're going to put this back. Ready? Var dash dash P for partial. And right now we're broken. Broken? Are we broken? Yeah, we're broken because of period and because we don't have 2 dashes on the P. There we go. So now we're working again. So we're going to do this. So we want radial gradient circle. P. And another parentheses. All right. So that circle then is at 50%, 100%. Ah, not too bad. It's not at 50%. How about 40, 20, 10? How about 10 pixels? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, wait. I might not need that. Am I going to need that? No, what I need to do is move this to 0. No, what I need to do is move. Where am I? Okay, here we go. 10 pixels. There we go. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72. Oh. That's weird. Oh, the circle. Oh, the circle shouldn't be at 30%. It should be at 50%. And then this should be at some reasonable number. 10, 20, 30, 40. There we go. That's what I was thinking. Oh, look at that. Ha! Oh, it's not that. Ah, ha, 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 ha. So that's funny. All right, so what do I need to do? Um, I didn't notice the little weird edges here. So what's the right way to do that? Well, I think that so let's do a no repeat. Oh boy. Okay, and then we're gonna do so if we make the width 50% and then we put it at so is it dead in the middle? No, it's not. Oh, what happens if we do this 0? All right. I revised my remarks because I've just made a mess of this. All right. Okay. So radial gradient. And we're going to do the word circle again. Var dash dash p, comma. There it is. Now, I do need it to be at the top corner. And have the width be 50% and the height 50% and no repeat. That's where I need the at. So what that implies is with the technique that I've chosen, if I then put this at 100%, then I got a second one. And then I need to change the at. So at 50%, 100%. And then if I do that with this one as well, this is not very efficient. All right, so the x-axis for this, 10 pixels. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Is this one also 80 pixel? This? No. 80, 120 pixels. Yeah, so. All right, so that's a solution. It doesn't feel very efficient. I think we can get rid of. No, we need the at. We do need the at 100%. We need all of these things because we're making a quadrant of this color, and that's fine. All right, so this is. I don't consider this one a success. I think I've done it in better and more efficient ways in the past, but I don't know. You know, it is what it is. It's an odd, enjoyable little puzzle. This is one that's got another one that's got me thinking. Now I got a better score than whatever I did in the past. So I'm doing something right, let's say. And I've got a little bit of reuse of the sequence of colors. Yeah. That's fine. Got me thinking though. Anyway, so yeah, that's 3 CSS daily targets from the past. May 26th, 27th, 28th. I'm nearly at 80% done of all the CSS battles that have ever been done, recording them for YouTube. for what they're worth. I hope you enjoy these. I enjoy doing them. I really do. I know that sometimes I get pretty frustrated and I have feelings about them, but I really do enjoy the game a lot. Pretty fun solutions, fun techniques to learn. I think that there's always new stuff to be done on the web, and go make a web page and send it to your friend, because the world needs web pages and it needs you to express yourself and tell the world what you're thinking. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.